Good evening, Archana ji. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening. And how's your day been so far? I know you've had a very, very busy day.
It was more than busy, it was rough. But that's the usual in a cardiologist life, so don't worry. We are okay.
Good, good, good. Chalo, great. I guess we have 1 more minute to go. So we will wait and take it easy.
Yeah. Actually, 34 seconds only.
Acha, theek hai.
I can
Perfect.
see that here.
So it's been an exciting journey so far, and I'm glad finally we are live after all the hiccups and the
Yeah,
delays and everything. But whenever we start, I guess that's the good time to start.
exactly. Time to start.
Yeah. Did you get the time to have your lunch?
Oh, yeah. I grabbed something in between because that's very essential. If you don't have enough calories, it's required. Also, I had a cup of tea, so I'm feeling comfortable now.
Great, great. So it's dot 6 o'clock, and we already have people on board. Kapil Chawla, Atul Banga, they are all saying hi to you, Dr. Kasliwal.
I'm saying hi to them as well.
Great. So we start. Starting June 8th, religious places, hotels, restaurants, and shopping malls have all reopened. Life has
Yes.
resumed and all precautions are in place, though India has confirmed cases of 300,000 so far, out of which 150,000 have recovered and 8,500 people have died. Do we have enough testing kits? What if we don't need to go to the hospital? Hello, everybody. You are in conversation with Archana Malhotra. In Conversation is a platform of learning and sharing about human values, growth, and global impact. We plan to bring for you achievers and change makers from different professions to share their knowledge and expertise. Today, our guest is the chairman of Clinical and Preventive Cardiology Vedanta. With a career spanning over 4 decades, he's a mentor for Diplomate National Board of Cardiology Fellows and trains physicians from all over the world. Amongst the more than 200 national and international awards, he has also received the prestigious Dr. B.C. Roy National Award in 2004 and two more awards by late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is the one and only one, Dr. Ravi Kasliwal. I welcome you to In Conversation, Dr. Kasliwal.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the nice words.
So I'm sure I have lots of questions for you, and I'm sure all of us have lots of questions. And I'll start with the first one.
Sure. Please. You mute हो गया क्या? No, you muted yourself. Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, it's okay.
So what are your thoughts on the new normal?
Okay. uh, Ashani, you remember the first lecture that we had at our condominium, and at that time also the same thing came up. What is going to be the new normal? The thing has come back to us after 80 days, and this time it is far more serious. People have to go out, people have to make a living, people have to do lots of other things. My answer is very simple: protect yourself in every form. Protect your children, protect your elderly, protect yourself. You have to go, you have to work. So, our initial four things still stand, and with more gusto. Social distancing is not a fashionable thing, it's a reality which we have to adhere to. Masking is a, even today I was listening to one of the WHO chiefs, and she said, masking is a must. And then, so social distancing is there, masking is there, and washing hands, sanitizing with soap for 1 minute, with alcohol based sanitizers 20 seconds. And to that, I add, as Dr. Atul Gawande said, culture. The way we sneeze, when we meet a friend, the first thing we do is we put our masks down. Do not do that, because India is not showing a flattening of the curve or the decreasing of the curve. We are on the upswing. So we have to go thinking that I may be the next person. And if you think that way, you will keep yourself totally covered and you will go about your work. Like in offices also, like in my this thing also, we go down, we are wearing a grade 1 PPE at least. So that is the answer to your question, that people have started going for work, meeting up again. What are your thoughts? Even if you're sitting at home, distance yourself. That is
So
a very,
actually, I would
that's
like to
a,
add on here, the acceptance of situation came in also very late to us. And the Kubler-Ross model says that when humans go through sickness or grief or such a pandemic, they pass through five stages, which is basically denial, anger, bargain, depression, and acceptance. And acceptance is the last stage which has set
yes,
in now, and we know that this is reality, and we are trying to accept that this is the new normal. We cannot
yes,
change it. What we can do
right.
is exercise all precautions, as you said, and always remember that unlock doesn't mean we are safe now. The fact
Hmm.
is that the chance of transmission is almost 20 times higher for each one of us than it was before. A cure is definitely going to come, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah,
Till then, we have to accept the new normal.
yeah,
So,
absolutely. You
uh,
are,
yes, are hospitals taking enough precautions? I mean, how, and also how should I be geared up if I need to go to the hospital for anything urgent?
okay. So if I paraphrase your question, you are saying, look, I am not a COVID patient. I got chest pain and I have to meet my cardiologist. I've been meeting him for the last 5 years. We in our at Medanta at least, there are absolutely two streams, that the COVID patients or suspected COVID patients go to a flu clinic. So let me take that route first. First, they go to the flu clinic. If the four or five doctors who are sitting there feel that they have the symptoms, they ask you, they connect you immediately to their seniors. On video, they will ask you, look, what are your symptoms? Does it? And many of the patients, they say, no, 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 you're quite fine. You go ahead with whatever you came. But if they do suspect, they will do your testing. Coming to the fact, look, I didn't have any of these symptoms. I have a crushing chest pain. We are going to keep you safe for your disease. We will look after it as we would have done later on. But yes, people are all wearing masks. People are in a different garb. You may have to wait for a couple of more minutes, but you will be looked into. And of course, there is a nagging fear. There is a nagging fear in me also. Will I get COVID seeing non-COVID patients? But rest assured that the way your place, the way you walk in, you will be sanitized. You will be given gloves. You will be able to fill in a form here. Then you will come to my office. It sounds tedious, but it's just a way of doing it. So I think, do not suppress your other disease symptoms, but come as fast as you can, because now it's opened up. Every specialist is available.
Yeah.
Ashray?
So, can you also explain to our viewers how they can take care of their pulse and oxygen levels at home, and when
Hmm.
do we actually reach out to hospitals? Because most of us, I mean, we are under so much panic, and then we rush to the hospitals and we create so much panic.
Yes. So if you're saying that you are found COVID positive, is that what you're saying? But you have
Yes,
mild?
if
Yes.
whether
Yes.
I'm right now, I'm symptomatic, my test might or might not be positive.
Yes. So you have come to the flu clinic and the people have said, okay, it seems like so, we will do your testing. Now the RT-PCR test may take place about 6 hours or so, but there's also a quicker test in which we can get the report in half an hour or an hour. So we'll do that and then we'll let you know, okay, you are COVID positive, but since you have no other manifestations, you can go home. But Ashnaji, if you have COVID positivity, you are living in a nice, spacious apartment even. If you have people at home, you may not want to go home. You may want to get admitted right there for the first 7 days or you may go to another place. Like we have some other institutions where we can take care of you much better. To answer your question, the most important thing here is pulse oximeter, that your oxygen saturation does not fall below 94, your pulse does not rise, and your respiratory rate is about 20 to 22 or 24. That's what it is. But again, see, if you're at home and if something happens, then you have to rush to the same hospital. So many people are preferring to go to like we have some hotels or chains, or we have which 4 times a day you will talk to a doctor. A nurse will come and take your temperature, which is very, very essential. And if you are found normal, then they will say, all right, you can go home. Now the doctor will decide whether it is 7 days or 14 days, but that's how you will go. So there is, like in Medanta, there is even a hotline available. So you can talk to people and say, look, where should I go? Where are the hospitals? So this information is available. What I tell people is you don't panic. It's not a heart attack. Don't panic. Let someone take charge of the telephone. Talk to your doctor, either in Medanta or several other good institutions in in Gurgaon, and they will be able to find out. Of course, if your symptoms are mild, as the CM also says, you can be at home. But if you are at home, it has you have a huge responsibility on yourself, that somebody looks after your patient throughout, and that somebody or those somebodies at home do not catch this infection. That is the main thing. That you don't want other people in the home to get infected. If you can ensure yourself of that, go ahead, be at home. But I'm giving you the whole scenario that you can do in several ways, and which are not very expensive also.
So basically, when if I am positive and I need to go to the hospital, I have to be
Yes.
in touch with the doctor in any case. I have to check my pulse and oxygen levels, and I shall
Mm.
only visit the hospital as and when, God forbid, if I need to. And then I will be referred as to whether I need to stay in
Yes.
emergency or I can stay in a hotel if I want to protect my
Yeah.
family members, or another hospital which is related, let's say, to Vedanta.
Yeah. So let's not call that a hotel. That's a room where you are being monitored continuously. 4 times a day, somebody will talk to you, your nurse will come, and in some, they can even monitor your parameters back home, whether you are here or in other institutions. Because if the PO2 falls in the night, or you get, and you have to be very cautious. If you have breathlessness, do not hesitate to call your wife or somebody. Look, guys, now I'm getting more symptomatic. So those are the things. But again, I don't want to create a panic. Everybody can do this at home. And sometimes people say, sir, we are very comfortable. हमारा toilet अलग है, कपड़े अलग खुलते हैं. Somebody gives us our food. We are comfortable. We watch our TV and we are fine. And there's nothing wrong in that. That's exactly what even the new ICMR guidelines are saying about the interim clinical guidance for management of COVID-19. That's everywhere. In mild disease, you can just be at home.
So, the next question, moving on. If I am symptomatic, my results are positive. People are, I'm also going to bring out woes of people, because right now, everybody again is in a panic situation. So, some people are complaining that they are turned down by hospitals, whether their result has come or not. They're turned down by hospitals, and hospitals are not responsive. Can you please help us on that?
No, true. But no hospital will turn you down. There's no reason for turning down, because we are there for that very reason. And if in any situation we realize that we don't have beds, we will make arrangements. We'll talk to the other person if they have beds. But generally, if you come to Medanta, we'll be able to help you out. There are 2 floors available. We should be able to help you out. But main thing is that you should also not be in a panic. You should not create a situation where the doctor gets unruffled. He's making his best, and at least he has got all these things available. So, Archana ji?
Yes. So the
Yeah.
next question is that is there availability in Medanta for more beds, ventilators, or do you have already tied up with hotels, turn to hospitals, and other smaller hospitals? And what is the capacity?
No, we have Meteor Hospital in Manesar, which used to be the former Rockland Hospital. These are for sicker patients, and if the patients are really sick, we will admit them with us. We have ventilators, we have the whole staff. Everything is finite. Everything is finite, but it goes from day-to-day basis. Because see, if you look at the data, more people have gotten better in India than the people who are active, which is fantastic. This is very good news for India, which doesn't mean that we leave our guard down and get this thing. So go with the flow. I'm sure there'll be people to help you out. There should be no issue at all.
So let's take care. As Doctor says, go with the flow. And for our audience here, please type in your queries in the comment section below. And if you're finding this talk useful, please give us a thumbs up. I'm going to soon come to your questions. Doctor, let's say my neighbor has tested positive. I want to
Yes.
help, but I'm scared. And this situation is going to come to all of us sooner or later. How do we help each other? And can we help each other at all?
You know, if that your neighbor has been uh, posted as positive, until and unless you're wearing a PPE, it would not be, it would be, it wouldn't be justified. But why would you do that? So, like in our world, at least, we have got the security or the people who will go to pick up the patient and put them in the wheelchair. Our way is separate. We have given them PPEs. They will do that. So when you give a call and somebody comes to pick you up from another hospital, they will have the PPEs already. This is the biggest danger. That I was doing all the precautions, but the other person was asymptomatic. Now here is a different situation that the patient is actually positive, has been tested positive. Please keep away. But I'm not saying that leave the patient in wilderness, but you have high chances of getting at that time. If help is not available, okay, wear whatever you have and then help the patient. You have to cover yourself with a shield and double masking and all these things. And we do it every day. Many times we are doing a test and we don't even know whether this person is going to be positive. But once you know that it is positive, the patient is stable for the moment, make all efforts to get to the nearest hospital so they can come pick them up in the correct fashion. That would be more important. And of course, your spirit of helping will help the relatives of the patient or other people in making their preparation to go to the hospital much better. So, good question. But see, we are passing through a huge crisis. We are passing through. But at least in the last 79, 80 days, we've learned that this guy can get into your body with an open face. So that's where we have to be careful. And of course, we have to help our neighbors. What is there? No problem.
So Radhika is asking, is the advised oxygen saturation level of 94
Yeah,
applicable to senior citizens also?
yeah, yeah. To everybody. See, I was wanting to talk about senior citizens. That those, it's not necessarily even senior citizens, but those who have concomitant diseases like diabetes or obesity or previous bypass surgeries or they've had chronic obstructive lung disease or they're over 60, 65, they're obviously at a much higher risk. In such a situation, if COVID is found, it's best to keep them in a situation of a semi ICU where they can be observed because they are at the highest risk.
That's
So,
true.
so don't take a chance with senior citizens. No way, no way, no way. Why? Because they're vulnerable. At any stage, they're vulnerable. Ashnaji.
So, thank you. It's understandable that all of a sudden there's too much pressure on hospitals because nobody expected a situation like this to come. can you comfort people with the reasons why hospitals are charging more? It's very understandable, that the but okay, the field is open to you. Why is it?
Some of the
Oh,
things
you are.
here.
Yeah.
No, no, I'm in my own hospital, and you'll be surprised at some of the rooms are actually the double rooms, for example, are quite reasonably placed, because that is the price we are paying for stability, getting stable, cleanliness, food being offered, and continuous monitoring. But they are not that expensive. But yes, of course, some cost is there, and those you can actually get from our website as well. So that should satisfy people.
I guess everything comes at a cost. But at the same time, I would say that we need to be in gratitude for all the doctors and the nurses who are working for us on the front lines. After all, they're trying to save our lives, but they're putting at stake their own lives, and they have homes to go back to, they have kids and families to take care of. When we are grateful to all of them and others around us, and we acknowledge it also, we bring in a lot of positive energy and positivity into our lives, and this helps us become more accepting of other people and even our own current situation. And this will help you and me deal with adversity in our lives. So we go to the next question,
Thank you
doctor.
so much. Thank you so much. Very kind words. Thank you so much. Yes, please.
The next question, very important question, it is, the primary tests today are the polymer chain reaction or the PCR, and the IgG test, which detects antibodies. What about the availability? What is the accuracy and how much time?
In Gurgaon, these tests are available. No question about it. You can go anywhere, you can get the tests done. The RT-PCR test has a sensitivity almost of 90%, a specificity of 95%. So it's pretty high. And there is a gold test also, where you can, for sick patients, we can get tests done much earlier. Regarding the IgG, IgM, still work is in progress. Even today, there was a statement by the Indian Council of Medical Research, and Dr. Balram Bhargav said that in the green zone at least, we are finding IgG levels to be low. But he said the real picture will come out when we give you the data from the hot zones where the people got infection. So I think there is flux here, but definitely once the IgG test comes up, we will be able to tell people who needs the vaccination, who doesn't need the vaccination, what is your possibility. Like people are saying, test, test, test. It makes sense. But definitely in Gurgaon, we are in a sort of a better position that we really can get the tests done. Regarding IgG test, people are saying, hold on for some time. First get the other tests done and see whether you're positive or negative. At least that you should be very clear about. And if so, take appropriate measures. Yes,
So
Ashwini.
we have Ruchika here who's asking, what is the take on HCQ as a preventive?
Yes. Do you remember I said this in our first conversation also? HCQ, the ICMR has said, should be given to frontline COVID workers. Or even like in my own area, today I've signed the papers for the echocardiographers, the stress echo guys, who are frontline in looking at patients to take HCQS. Be sure you can do an ECG that the QTC is not increased, but generally it's a safe test. And if you are not, right now, the ICMR has only said it for the people who are working with COVID patients or in an environment where you know anybody can be COVID. Only for that they have cleared it. And I think we should stick to it. If somebody else feels that he or she has got a high chance of, because of some incident that took place yesterday night or day before, well, they can meet their physician, because only after that can they get HCQS. It's a much safer drug than its predecessors, chloroquine and quinine. It's a rheumatoid arthritis patients have taken it for many, many years. It is an immunomodulating drug. And well, if your physician feels like it, you can take it in the doses that we are giving. But
So
I think
Nisha
right
here is, sorry.
and right now it's for those people who are who have high chance and who are exposed to the COVID-19.
Nisha's asking, a lot of asymptomatic cases are around us. We don't know what, who, how infectious are these?
That is exactly the crux of the matter. That is where masking, hand shield, sanitizing will help, and not to touch your face with your hands every 2 hours or 4 hours at least. Uh, your arms and face should be cleaned with soap. I guess this is the time. This is the time to actually look at all these things very carefully because you don't know. I give the example of you're in a safari and this guy, the driver says, "Oh, yeah, no problem, sir," but you are always wary that from where a big cat can attack on you. You're always wary. This is exactly that situation. You don't know who's the next guy who can give you this infection, but since there are ways and they have been time tested, do it. It doesn't matter. Masking is no big deal.
Yeah. So here we have Atul asking that I have assigned 4 rooms in my factory for my staff just in case they don't get accommodation anywhere in the hospital. What do I need? The oxygen cylinder or the oxygen the oximeter and the constant what is it?
The most
Yeah.
important thing which Atul needs for his people is a pulse oximeter, which can give him oxygen saturation of his people and also give him the pulse rate of that patient. Now, if the oxygen is actually required, he can have a concentrator and he can give the oxygen. But that is a clear indication. If the people are in requirement for oxygen, then they should not be left alone. They should be in a facility where they can be observed. Because then, for sure, mostly they've got the infection. But if they are found to be positive, but their oxygen saturations are fine, their heart rates are fine, then they can come back and be totally isolated. They have the individual toilets, somebody will give them food, and if somebody can keep an eye on the pulse oximeter, they should be all right. Then they qualify as mild disease.
Anita's asking, is it dangerous for people who have sinusitis also?
Not necessarily, but sinusitis is a disease by which we can sometimes it will be difficult for us to decide is he got this disease or he's got sinus. But those who know that they have sinusitis and with the change of weather they get sneezes or this thing, they should first take their medication, control the symptoms, and then look at something else.
That's great advice from you as well.
All disease COVID-19, no?
So I guess we all need to ride the storm. It's quite clear that extensive COVID testing and the vaccination is going to take a while, but we need to take individual responsibilities, whether it's social distancing, wearing masks, or minimizing our movement to absolutely what's necessary. Well, I want to ask you another question before we move on again to the audience questions. Staying locked up has its effects on mental health. What are going to be the long-term impact on all age groups?
No, very good question. And I think, Ashnaji, you are a guru in this field. You have to take it up later. But what I'm talking about are the group of people who come to me or even talk to me on the video. That sir, हमारा BP तो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा था. We were doing well. Now we put on weight. Our blood pressures are going up, and they're slowed down in a sense. But that's because the whole general atmosphere. After all, you need to walk, you need to talk, you need to do your work. Those things will be important. Whether this will have a long-term effect, well, I hope not. That's my wish. I hope not. But for the short term, I would say they should do their work. If they're not office workers, if there's some other work, that's a different thing. But keep themselves occupied for some period of time. Not to get into the bed till it is night and once you got up in the morning, not to even look at the bed, but look at other things. I wanted to write a chapter, let me do that. I wanted to read a novel, let me do that. I wanted to play with the kids, let me do that. Keep your mind occupied in a good thing and thinking always, to quote, to use a word from you, ride the storm. Otherwise, and many of these such people are actually senior citizens, and they may be rushing towards cognitive impairment and dementia. That's the last thing you want to do with our people. So basically, I think what we require is that we should be mentally active and physically, whatever our houses apply, or whether we are permitted to go out now because it is unlocked 2.0, maybe we can take a walk in the wee hours of the morning because days are so hot. Do
Yeah.
something. Basically, look, when people ask me what are the things that increase your immunity, the first thing that comes to my mind is pure physical activity. That's one of the best things that you can do to yourself. So that's what I would say. And keep a positive attitude.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, but where is the choice right now? And this storm will go. I mean, all those of us who have read the pandemic of 1914, 1918 have known. Once the pandemic finished, the World War started. So those things are there. Ashray?
So, to continue with what you've said, I will also request everybody to make wiser choices, be kind and accommodating to everybody around you, and stay calm. Let others stay calm. Don't let fear rule you. What you say and feel will be also carried around to the other family members and the children. So we, as as the elder ones in the family, or as the caretakers of others in our family, we need to be very, very focused, very, very fearless, yet not so fearless to give up precautions. And we need to be positive, and we could there are so many ways in which we could bond in our family, whether we meditate, pray, we play cards, board games, anything. I mean, it could be singing, dancing, movies. We have so much to do, and we need to spread the positive energy. Now I come back to the audience questions, our viewers questions. Alka is asking, can we take vitamin C and zinc without prescription? You are on mute. I'll just remove you out. You are on mute.
No,
So,
no, no, no.
okay.
Vitamin C you will easily take, no problem at all. And even zinc also. They say vitamin D, zinc, and vitamin C is good. There is no data, but how can they harm you? They're good vitamins. So please go ahead, take it. There's no issue.
And Tarun's asking, can we get a set of prescribed general medicines which can be taken safely?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Tarun is asking, can we take a prescribed set of medicines which can be taken safely to avoid? I mean, there is, of course, no cure. So anything which we can keep safely in our homes and take it, as a precaution?
The only thing that you can do is if you get fever, take a crocin and start looking around what's happening. The vitamins are easily available across the counter. There's no issue. They're not going to help much, but at least if as a first aid to this is first is to pop in a pill and maybe the fever disappears, then you're okay. But if it doesn't, you need to go and get yourself tested. And it may be an intercurrent infection. It may have nothing to do with COVID, but you can always take those medicines. So
Um,
crocin is the one thing which helps. That's what it is.
yes. That is simple paracetamol, simple old good paracetamol.
Paracetamol is the best medication which all of you should have in good stock. Some multivitamins should also be there. Vitamin C is good. But I tell you, what you said is very, very correct. That positive energy at this time, it's like a yoga polypill, good exercise, good diet, all these things are going to help. And keeping your mind channelized to something. Yet today I have to achieve this. I'll take my kids out and I'm going to play or do something within the realm of reality, what we are allowed right now. Those things are important.
So we have lots of people saying hello to you and giving their regards to you.
Thank you. Please
And
convey my regards to
Master
them.
Vishnu Prakash ji is also saying hello, and he's giving you compliments for the wonderful session. Now, Mr. Yaduvendra is asking that where do we get these packages from that hospitals offer? But let's say Vedanta, where can we get the packages that we are offered if we need to quarantine ourselves?
Yes. So I will email to you because I have them. I have them with me. I will email to you so they can get full flavor of it. Tomorrow in the heart camp that I'm doing here, I will carry some of this thing, but I'll let you know. And also the number which you can dial. That's important. These are important things.
And Nisha and Mandisha are asking how to protect small kids if there are COVID patients at home, because it's very difficult for very young kids to wear masks at all times.
Yeah, but that means the adults will wear the mask and keep as far away from the kids as possible. That's why I'm saying sometimes it can be extremely difficult at home, particularly with small kids around. That's where we say, okay, even if you're not going to, at least a makeshift hospital which will give you food and look after you. It's like you were saying earlier, I went on an extended business trip. That's what it is. But keeping children safe is very, very important. Very important. So that's where these things come into play.
Right. And for our audience, again, do forward this to someone who you think can benefit. And if you've loved today's talk, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more such information. Dr. Kasliwal, a big thank you for your precious time. For our viewers, there is good news. Dr. Kasliwal has agreed to come back again next month with more guidance and advice on heart attacks, the symptoms, causes, and why they are becoming so common across age groups. Thank you again, Dr. Kasliwal.
Thank you so much. This was a lovely end to a rough day, but thank you so much.
I know you've had a very long day.
We'll do that. Thank you.
And for everybody else, next week, Friday, 6 p.m., we shall be in conversation with Mr. Aman Kapoor, CEO, GMR Airports and Land Development. We shall be discussing the restart of flight operations, precautions, and all the new systems in place. Thank you, everyone, for sparing your time and to come and watch in conversation. This is your host, Archana Malhotra. Thank you again.